Grinder has me up so bad to the point where I can't help but to ask myself, am I ugly? I must be ugly because the standards on this app and on Sniffies, I don't even know which one is worse, but they give two different vibes. But at this point, the way both of them are working in my life, in my situation, is making me question, like, I'm ugly. Like I had to ask this boy who rejected me, even though we were both bottoms. And at this point, I was just wondering, I'm like, you know what? Let's just do something. But I had to ask him, and he was just like, you're absolutely not ugly, but you're just not my type. And I'm like, I totally understand that. Like, I get it if I'm not your type physically, but this is making me question, like, because I think I'm a pretty fine man. I think I'm pretty good looking. I've seen a lot worse, no offense, but like, it's just like, what the f is going on here? And why is it so toxic over there? Like, what are you looking for? What has porn done to you people? Porn has me up too, but not that bad. I be having to lower my standards sometimes too, but hello? It makes me so sad. But I can't allow that to like make me feel ugly because I'm not ugly. Are you seeing this? I don't even have a haircut. But yeah, it's just really sad, and I'm tired of being single, and I'm super, and like doing it to yourself just isn't the same, you know? Like it's not, I love physical contact. I love feeling like touching and like making out, like, oh. And you know what? A toy just doesn't do all of that, sadly. So yeah, I need it, and I need it bad.
What's good in the hood?
Back, front, back. We're gonna speed this up. If you're not comfortable with popping your ass, all I want is your hands. Cool, boom. But if you can, get in that. Come on, 4, 3, good. 2, we call it the ribbit walk. You go ribbit. Staying low, lifting and dropping that ass. If you have no space, stay in place and lift up those legs. Santa sleigh. You go Santa sleigh, bring the gifts. 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 From the top.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much. And you are also cute yourself. You're very pretty. I looked on your page. And what you're saying is I need to create my own account. create my own app for blacks or just people of color where we can like ourselves. But here's the thing, even if I were to do that, it would still be some, because gay people have this stigma, or I don't even know how to say it. I don't even know how to word it, where it's like, we want a certain type of body. We want a certain type of like aesthetic. Even me, I'm even realizing sometimes I could be hella like shallow with the type of niggas that I want, but I have to look in the mirror and just be like, okay, you don't like it when they do it to you, so you have to stop doing it to yourself. But yeah, what you're saying is, I should need to come up with an app so we can all be happy, we can all get along, and we can love on ourselves. Even though my type is kind of like Mexican and white, I'm really not into, I just feel like as a black person, I already have so much chocolate, I already have so much nigga in me. I want to spread the love, you know? Like I want to spread the melanin. And I just feel like another reason why I'm not crazy into black guys is because there's also this like trauma from black men. I don't know how to explain it, where it's just like, it's hard to believe that a black man is like gay, you know? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to say.
Yo, but I say all that to say, that nigga crazy.
It's crazy though.
Y'all will not believe this. I'm here at UPS and I have no words. So today my mom is retiring after 32 years So just so y'all don't believe I'm here, UPS. Came here for her retirement party, and only to find out that they didn't feel like she was worth the party after giving 32 years of her life. Check this out, y'all. So they did get her a cake, some balloons, but that's it. Y'all, I am livid. And it was supposed to be catered. My family is here, and they said corporate canceled it, said that she was not worth it after 32 years. UPS, you are a multi-billion dollar company. How can you not honor your employees that dedicate 32 years of service? Happy retirement, Mom.
Okay,
They've been measuring your blood pressure wrong the whole time, putting you on medications you don't need, causing side effects you don't want, for conditions you don't have. Look, I ain't saying this by myself. I was reading this article this morning and I thought I would share this with you guys. Using the wrong technique in the clinical setting to measure your blood pressure is leading to misdiagnosis. But I'm not just gonna drop that there. I'm gonna take it to the science. Let's take it to JAMA fresh off the press. October 2024, he did a trial where they looked at the outcomes of arm position and blood pressure readings. You might want to stay tuned and see what they found. I've been saying this for a long time, but it's good to have some science to back me up here because it's getting concerning. Y'all, millions of people are on blood pressure medication, so we got to make sure they on them for the right reasons. Now, what were the key points of this study? What is the effect of the common used arm position on the blood pressure compared to the standard recommended position? Meaning they using other variations to check your blood pressure that ain't recommended, ain't standard, and it's wrong. And what does that mean? When they do that, they overestimate your blood pressure. If they got you in there looking like this, legs crossed, chatting it up, cup of coffee in your arm all elevated, what does that mean? According to the guidelines, the way this blood pressure should be checked is with your arm supported on the desk with the mid cuff at the heart level. But still, people are doing it wrong. They got your arm hanging off at the side or resting in your lap. And according to this study, they went in to look and see what the outcomes were. If you had your arm in any other way than standard, what came of that? Well, they showed it. Significantly higher blood pressure, like I said. So what do? We got to have a standard, guys. According to this article, it proves that there has to be a standard. Arm position, size of the cuff, preparing the patient, making sure they're not all discombobulated, making sure they haven't just drank coffee or smoked a cigarette or just ran into the clinic and all hyped up. Training healthcare provider. There has to be a training. And of course, educating the patient so they can catch things when it's wrong. Because putting somebody on a blood pressure medication that they don't need because you measured it wrong can have side effects. Polypharmacy, creating new health concerns. So what are the guidelines for measuring the blood pressure? If I had to go to the source and find out what they want, what are they? That's exactly what I did. Let me tell you the long way and the short way. 1, you got to prepare the patient. 1, have the patient sitting down in a chair, back supported, relaxed. No coffee, no smoking, no exercise 30 minutes before. Empty the bladder. Nobody should be talking. And you shouldn't be putting the cuff on top of their clothes. Use a valid cuff. Make sure their arm is supported. And use the correct size. If the cuff don't fit, you must quit. The first time you do it, take it in both arms. And wait 1 to 2 minutes between each read. Here's some technical stuff. And here's the kicker, use an average. This is something I hardly see done anymore. Take more than 2 readings on more than 2 occasions and create an average for the patient. Then provide that patient that average, those numbers written down. Looking like correct cuff size, arm supported, mid cuff at arm level, back supported, relaxed, feet on the floor, not crossed. Empty bladder, he not talking, he don't even have a mouth. More than likely his blood pressure will be accurate. But even then they gonna measure it twice on different occasions, come up with an average and go from there. So now you know, make sure everybody that's measuring your blood pressure are doing them right. Toodles.
This is the problem that I have, and this is what I've normally heard from these 2 groups. And they both happen to say that, oh, this is the reason why we don't happen to date black men. It's a lot of trauma. It's just something there. And then specifically, their preferences are non-black individuals all the time. And then they appear online and they specifically state, why can I not get attention? what it is about me that you guys don't like. Why am I not getting picked? And yada, yada. It's a little bit weird directly to me, especially this is coming from a man. This is coming from a black man. And he is specifically stating what it is that he is looking for. One of the words that I had to block out was in tree. You could pretty much fill in the blanks and figure out what he was stating. And I was like, that's a little bit weird to say that's something that you want to spread around. That's a weird type of wording to try to refer to yourself as, or your melanin, however it is that he wanted to state that. But this is the other thing that I've told people before, that usually when you have people like this in these types of relationships, they will make these types of comments. They'll make these types of statements that would be very odd if somebody non-black stated this about black people, but they are stating this about themselves to their preferences directly out there. And again, this is the same excuses that you happen to hear going back to the quote unquote trauma. I'm not exactly sure what trauma he's specifically talking about, didn't elaborate, didn't say much. But I'm just going to say this for a lot of the other black individuals out there, directly to you guys. Why would you be so surprised, or why would you go out online seeking validation when you know that you yourself and the color of your skin is not the standard of beauty? Why would you make such a video and be shocked and amazed that you're not getting picked up as soon as people happen to see your picture, when you know that even you yourself within your own comments are stating that you don't even want to date you? You do not want to date somebody that looks like you. So if that is the first patient zero, then look at that, analyze, assess the situation, and then figure out why it is that you're not getting picked up. Again, if you don't love you, who else is going to love you? That's the main thing. And that's the main thing that I've said to black women out there. And that's the same thing that I'm saying directly to the black men who are part of the gay community. Don't be so shocked. Don't be so amazed when you're going on an application that was specifically built for white men and those out there who are white-like, and you're not getting picked. Like somebody else told you, hey, why don't you create an app where it's specifically you? Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they have those apps directly out there. But again, the problem is still going to be the same, because a person like this is going to go on that app, and then they're going to want to look for everybody else who does not look like them. Remember the first video, person came on here stating that, oh, I know I'm not ugly. Am I ugly? All of these questions and all of these types of things, and then going down to the point of stating that, oh no, I got confidence. I know I'm not ugly. I've seen worse, yada. Again, saying a lot of things so much or so many times in order to make it real, even though it's not, even though that's not the inherent belief system of said person. Again, this is nonsensical. This is completely crazy. And this is why I've stated before, a lot of people should not be on social media. A lot of people need to step away from social media. They need to step back from a lot of these dating apps, and they need to assess the situation, which is them, and critique that, pick that apart, file the things where they need to be filed, and anything that's a chip or a break, sweep that away or try to piece it back together to make it whole and continue forward. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I listed at the end of the video in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.